So welcome to LNP Renewable System Editor. Today we're going to discuss Python Basics Part 4. Okay, if you have missed Part 1 to 3, please subscribe to our channel. In our channel, we had created a playlist Python Basics Part 1 to 10 English so that whatever thing that you have missed, you can able to understand. Okay, since we are a system integrator, we should be pretty aware of the latest programming languages because the next future is the Internet of Things. Okay, nowadays using Python, so many new platforms, so many new softwares are getting created. So if you learn Python, it is going to be the near future. Okay, so in the part 4, let us try to discuss about the flow control. Okay, so first thing is that in the flow control, let us try to know about the for loop. Okay, so the syntax for the for loop is for value that is in sequence. The next will be the statement. So if the condition is true, okay, it will execute the code which is after if, okay, which is immediately after the if. If the condition is false, it will execute the code which is after if. Okay, so we have two codes. One is a code immediately after the if and the code which is after the if. Okay, so let us try to learn it with an example. Here we had assigned a number 10. Okay, let us try to check, okay, whether the number is greater than 0. Okay, if it is true, it will execute the number is a positive 1. If it is false, it will mention the if statement is already executed. Okay, let's try to check it out. So we are just mentioning, we are trying to check only the if function. Now see here, it is mentioning the number is positive and the if statement is easy, it is mentioning. We are just checking only whether the number is greater than 0 or not. Okay. So for example, let's try to change the number and try to execute the program. See here, since the value, the number is less than 0, it is not printing number is positive. It is only mentioning the if statement is easy. Means as we told earlier, as per the if syntax, if the condition is true, only then it will print this one. If the condition is false, then it will print only the second code, not the first one. Now this is a output, basic output. Now let's try to learn the working of the if-else statement. Okay, so in the if-else statement, so if we have a condition, okay, and we have a body of the if statement, this is the syntax of it. So how it will evaluate? Okay, if condition is evaluated to true means the code inside the body of the if will be executed. If the code evaluated is false, okay, the code inside the body will be skipped. This is how basically the if condition will work. Okay, so how we are utilizing the if-else function? If the condition is true, the code immediately after the if will get executed. If the condition is false, then it will go try to check the thing which is inside the else and it will try to execute it. Okay, let us try to check this example. So here, as per this, let us try to run it. Now it is mentioning the number as a positive number since it is greater than 0, where it is mentioning as a positive number, and also the final output it is mentioning the statement is always executed. Now let's try to change this number to -3. Okay, again let us try to run the function. Now it is mentioning since it is less than 0, it will not print the positive number, it will print only the negative number. So it is printing negative number, and also our regular statement, that is this statement is always executed, like that it will mention. Now when we try to know the if-elif statement, okay, see there is a big difference between C and Python, or C++ and Python. In C and C++, Python we will have the if-else if statement like that, but instead of else if, in our Python we are using elif statement. Okay, so the syntax of the if elif else statement is, first we will have if condition, then we will have a code as a block 1, then again we will have a elif condition 2, then again there we will have a code block 2, then again at last we will have a else function. So how it is working means if the first condition is true, immediately after if it will get execute that code. Okay, and if the second condition is true, okay, it will not execute the first code block 1, it will execute the code block 2. Okay, if all the conditions are false, then what it will do, it will use the final else function. So it will try to execute the code block 3. So this is how the entire process is getting executed. Okay, let's try to check this function. Let's try to run this one. Since the number is 0, it's mentioning, okay, we had already created a condition that if the number is equal to 0, print 0. Okay, now let's try to change this value as a 1 and try to run it again. So it is mentioning, since it is greater than 0, it is mentioning as a positive number, the statement is always executed. Now let's try to change this number to -5. Okay, and let's try to run it. So it is mentioning as a negative number, and the final statement is also, it is printing, that is, this statement is always executed. So now let us try to have a programming challenge of grade determiner. That is, in a class, okay, teacher is asking the student to prepare a program that if a person scores 90 or above, it will be given as a grade A. Okay, if the score is 80 or above, the grade will be B. If the score taken by the student in that particular subject is 70 or above, the grade will be C. If it is 60, above 60 means it will be D. If it is less than that, then the grade given will be F. Okay, so this is how the program we need to create. Okay, so we had in detail we had explained the program. Now let's try to check the program is working or not. Okay. Now, so let us try to run the one. It's asking the score. Okay, so let us study the program. So here mentioned, if the grade is equal to 90 or greater than that, it will be grade A. If it is equal to 18 greater than that, it will be B. If it is equal to 17 greater than that, it will be C. If it is equal to 60 and greater than that, it will be D. If it is less than any of these values, it will be F grade. So now let us try to give the grade value as 92. So now see, the student score of 92 is a grade A, like that it is mentioning. Okay, now let us try to run the function again. Let us try to give the value as 85. So it is mentioning the grade value is B. Okay, again let us run the function and try to give the value in the 70 series. Let us give it as a 76. See here it is mentioning the value as a C. Now again let us try to mention the other grade in the 60 ranges, that is 64. See here it is mentioning it as a D. Now let us try to give below 60. Let us try to give it as a 55. So see here it is mentioning as a F. So it means the function is working properly. Okay, this is a simple example how to use the if else functions. Now let us try to have a programming challenge of Roman numeral equivalence. Okay, see here, let us try to execute it. See here, now it is simply mentioning Roman number equivalent of 1 is 1, like that it is simply mentioning. So it will try to give the random outputs. So now I had run this program, so it had given the output as a 1 is 1. Now again when we try to run this program, it is telling, see, the equivalent of 10 is 10. And now again I am running. So same output it will not give, because we are asking, the program itself is to produce a random output, but it should be correct one. So the equivalent of 4 is 4. Okay, again we are running it, the equivalent of 10 is 10. Again we are running it, the equivalent of 1 is 1. Thank you so much. Please subscribe and press the bell icon. If you want to know more and learn more, you can contact us. We can provide the contact details here. We are providing PLC programming training, and also we can able to teach you the Python basics, because it is the next industry 4.0 IIoT. industrial Internet of Things is fully based on this Python programming. Try to learn it. And if you're really interested to learn the PLC programming, we can able to teach you the Siemens Allenboard Delta PLCs along with the certification. If you are really interested to work in the GCC countries like Qatar, Oman, Saudi, Dubai, especially in the building management system, building automation system, then you can contact us. We can provide the contact details here. EV power is not available. Then if you want to implement the solar DC light system, then you can contact us. We can provide the contact details here. So you might have agriculture farms if you want to implement the protect your crops. If you want to protect your crops from the animal damages, instead of going with electric fencing, you can use a solar fencing. So we are providing solar fencing as a kit. We are also providing solar on-grid, off-grid, hybrid application, solar street light, solar pump services, design, installation, testing and commissioning, consultancy and training supports. If you are really interested to learn the access control basics, electrical vehicle basics, Python basics, then you can contact us. We can able to train you along with the certification. Thank you so much.